Hello. I'm in a wheelchair. I'm not wheelchair bound, but I use this to roll around. I don't know why I'm telling you that, but I might be wheelchair bound next week or something. Who knows? I just had a thought, having some thoughts. I'm going to pick these flakes up carefully. I have about 4 containers of these things, and I keep them because I'm going to make small points sometime. So I look at small points, and I finally got the Overstreet arrowhead book my daughter got for me. And then I pulled up some things off the internet, like tiny arrowheads. So here's what bothers me about making them with these flakes. I don't know how well this will come out, but you can see the flaking impressions on there, the serrations, and even on the tiny ones. So I've got these thin flakes that I keep. Most of them are pretty thin, real thin. So I can make a small arrowhead out of that, but I won't have the serrations on there. And I've never seen any authentic arrowheads that are real tiny that do not have serrations, marks on the edges. So it's just a question I have for myself. Do I want to fool with these flakes? I know everybody has flakes and they keep them and they accumulate, and then some of the guys that have a lot of ability to have access to good rock and so forth, they'll sell containers of the flakes. So I don't know whether I'm going to keep hanging on to them or not. But to get off that subject, I guess maybe work on improving this one. The ones I've been working on that I had previously made before I became so impressively skilled at arrowhead making, most everything I've been doing breaks in half, which is somewhat disappointing, especially since I'm so obviously improved in my skills. But that's the way it is. So I'm going to keep trying to make some of these better. And the other thing is, they find stuff like, I'm not trying to make fakes. I'm just trying to make something that's realistic. And a lot of the realistic stuff is crude. So you say you're not trying to do art stuff, and you're not. And then you see somebody else online, where they just whack, 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 and it's paper thin, and all that. So you just want to improve. I've got others I can modify, but I think I'll go ahead and work on this anyway. It's just rock, right? Well, not really, but kind of. I'm going to turn this off, and I have to put on my Ishii stick. I'll be back. I'm really having a lot of trouble with my camera, so my apologies. I've got other cameras, so I think I'm going to have to start taking those a little serious. Anyway, this is thinner than it was. It's not thin by any means, but I think I'll just work on the edges and try to drive some long flakes, try to make it look more balanced. Let's see. I am working against some impurities here in the stone, not helping me any. A little bit more of this, and then I'll switch over to the small flaker. Try to get a little more of a pointed, tight point here. Okay, I'm just trying to come in with a straight line here. Well, it looks like I've got a lot of work to do on this. I'm going to switch back to this guy. Get a little more progress going here. I got this side fairly straight. I'll probably pick on it some more, but I want to straighten this side up. Getting closer. Trying to get to that point that I talked about before. I had trouble. Nice pointy tips. Slowly getting there, I think. That's pretty straight, actually. I've got a smaller tool here. This is my little pointy tip tool. It's one of those little screwdrivers I stuck into a piece of wood. And this one is the same sort of deal. It's just a little bit bigger. So I can try to get the tip in place without using something clumsier, riskier. Yeah. So getting close. I got to do a little work on the base here. Sometimes when I try to improve things, I make them worse. Boy, was that a truthful statement. I'll try to make this have a little more symmetry. Need a little more corner work here. Not too much, or I'll be going over on the other side and trying to balance that out. There. Okay, you know what? I'm gonna quit, and I'll take a final picture. If I put this, a still picture, if I put this video up, because the camera stopped and it's just weird. But I like to put a still picture on the end, because that way I can get the lighting just right and I can make it look real good, or real better, more better. Okay.